we have Brunak. Love this guy.
Not an orc.
Not an orc. Comes from Utgar faction. A Trollticor. And someone's going to explain that to me in a minute, but unique hero.
I
mount. Ferocious, huge 8. 3 life, which is that's a kind of a but 3 life, move of 6 spaces, incredibly fast, range of 1, attack 4, defense of 7, 110 points, has the carry ability before moving. Brunak, choose an unengaged friendly small or medium figure adjacent to Brunak. After you move Brunak, place the chosen figure adjacent to Brunak. Simple. Blood Hungry special attack. This is where this gets fun. Range 1, attack 4. If Brunak's Blood Hungry special attack destroys a figure, Brunak may attack again with his Blood Hungry special attack. Brunak may continue attacking with his Blood Hungry special attack until he does not destroy a figure. It also has lava resistance. Now, I played Brunak at ScapeCon last year, and they're obviously with 3 life. I mean, it has a defense of 7 dice, but if you whiff a roll, you'd be taken out pretty quickly. But I gave Mr. Chompy a headache. He beat me, but I gave him a headache with Brunak because Brunak would not go down, and I'm like, thank you. I still lost, but fun.
We don't talk about Brunak.
Hey,
here you go. There's your new shirt. We don't talk about Brunak.
That's a peak reference.
I'll get that shirt. I'll get that shirt. Yeah,
that is amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I got lots to think about on this character. But yeah, Josiah, what do you think?
This is so when I think about Heroscape, when I started playing when I was like 9 years old, this is the first character that comes to mind. This character is just so kind of unique in my brain. It's I'm very nostalgic toward it. That 7 defense will get you pretty far against a lot of common squads. He's really fun to work with, like Brunak, I think, is the orc flag bearer, so you can carry him and move. You can get kind of a combo going with him.
Brunak, yep.
I wish there was more lava resistant people to kind of take better advantage of his lava resistance, but it's still kind of, he's more of a transport across lava and instead of position in lava. Half the time I forget about his Blood Hungry special attack, honestly. I forget that he has it because his carry and lava resistance alone are just pretty nice as is.
I did a combo with like Kurok's Firestorm, had Brunak and Ornak in the mix, so I could kind of like send both of them together, like Brunak carrying a fire elemental, and then Kurok taking a turn. You already have a fire elemental up there. It didn't work too well. It was just too much. It was just too much miniatures. You're better off with Firestorm, just Kurok and fire elementals. But I was giving it a try, and it was fun.
It's fun carrying Raylan around. It's just having your own personal Raylan transport is nice.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Any other thoughts? I know, Jason, I know this is one I think we had early on when we were playing Heroscape way back when. What are your thoughts on this guy?
I'm pretty sure my thoughts way back in the day, just as a non-tournament player, was that Blood Hungry special attack was broken and I did not like it. I mean, granted, you can pretty much nullify to some extent by intelligently placing your miniature so that you can't really get more than one guy at a time, but it's one of those things where you read the card text, it's like, I don't like that. It's kind of shocking compared to what other characters can do.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
I think if Blood Hungry would allow him to move after he did, like Himmelscroll does.
So disgusting.
Yeah, because Himmelscroll has a really similar ability, you know, where if she kills something, she could move 3 spots and then kill again until she doesn't destroy. And to me, that's the difference. Like the fact that you're playing someone that's, especially competitively, that's good. I've never seen Brunak play just because like it's so easy to negate that ability. And because of the 3 lives, even though he has a ton of defense.
Yep.
It just takes that one shitty roll, and then you're there. Like you lost 110 points.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't play Brunak for tournament play again, but like I said, it was fun when I did. It was definitely a learning experience, with them, and you just never know. Sometimes they'll hold in there. They'll hold in there when you least expect it. So. Yeah. Yeah, and how about Jeremy? Let's say, okay, let's just look at synergies real quick. And synergies are just basically Ornak. There's like one, actually, synergy imposed for C3V, so not much to synergize with for him. But Jeremy, let's do lore, okay? Before my voice totally gives away here.
I getcha. So go ahead and read the bio, and then kind of talk about all that stuff, because this is, I'll go ahead and start the lore talk by saying this is probably, for me, one of the peak design elements of Heroscape. Like, when you want to talk about something that's unique to the game, that is, not a pop culture reference, not a direct reference to a movie or something like that, which is, those are awesome. Don't get me wrong. We love our pop culture references. But you want to talk about a unique property to the game of Heroscape. Brunak is a very good example of that. And then I'm going to explain in a little bit.
And
let me go ahead and read the bio first.
Real quick, just a quick comment there on Twitch from Whammers, first time commenting. Thank you, Whammers, so much. Brunak is probably one of my favorite sculpts in Heroscape, and that's what Jeremy was just saying. Yeah, it's a really nice sculpt. But go ahead, Jeremy, go ahead.
I gotcha. So it says, the character bio says, this ferocious creature looks like a cross between a troll and a giant lion. Raised in the lava fields of Wolfland, Brunak is naturally resistant to the searing heat emitted by them. He is so strong that he can carry virtually any smaller ally into battle with him. Brunak attacks his foes with large shimmering Valchian, making him a relentless adversary. His attacks are so merciless that he becomes hungry for the blood of his next opponent. This bloodlust drives him on until there is no one left but allies on the field of battle. Right. And so when I brought up the concept that this is like one of the original ideas of Heroscape, it's the idea that when they describe his character as a Trollticore, right, they created a new concept based on a traditional mythological concept. And the mythological concept is known as a manticore, right? Manticore is Persian mythology, crossed over to Greek mythology, right? That's where we get it from. And it was it was a creature that was supposed to be like a cross between a lion, a scorpion, a dragon, and a man. It was like it's all this mixed kind of stuff, right? And so it comes to find out this was this was old attempts to describe a tiger to the Greeks, but eventually, then when they realized, wait, that's not what it is at all. But the manticore became a pretty I guess you could say iconic element of Greek mythology, with this lion beast with a man's face with a scorpion tail. It was always seen in Dungeons and Dragons. It was always seen in these fictional storylines. I can't name them off the top of my head, but I know there's a couple fantasy stories out there that probably have some sort of manticore presence or anything like that. But what Heroscape did was change it up a notch, and that's one of the really cool things I like. When we're talking about planets, we talk about Icaria being a world of dragons. Phaland is the world of like folklore, stories, and mythological references, and they kind of use what we already know in the elves, and we know about the trolls. But then we got this. It's a Trollticore, which is it's the concept of a manticore, but it's a cross between a troll and a giant lion. And they didn't really explain more than that. I mean, they could go anywhere from this, right? But the fact that they explain there's a place in Phaland that's basically known for being a volcano or some sort of like lava terrain style things, I was like, oh hey, there's more reference to lava out there that's not even the main planet. That's pretty cool, right? We don't hear anything else about these areas, but we do know that there's just this entire portion of Phaland we have no reference to in any of the other, because the other storylines that track, right, with the elves and the wolves and Cyprian and the Isowine family, all different stuff, right? Brunak is literally it's just kind of on his own. It's like, oh hey, yeah, guess what? I'm here. I'm from this lava place, and you're like, wait, huh? Like, can we get some more info? And then it's nothing, right? But this, in fact, also did inspire the design for the pirates. If anyone remembers that, the pirate. Oh, why is his name his name is escaping me. Cornelius. There you go. the blackguard,
The
that
Dementor.
pirate, the Dementor. Yeah. So you see how like it's like a Minotaur, but instead of a Minotaur, instead of a bull, they crossed it with a demon. I'm pretty sure they got that style of reference from Brunak specifically, because Brunak being the troll decor, which is the troll version of the Manticore. And yeah, but this is unique ideas to Heroscape, right? This is the kind of stuff that they're borrowing from mythology, they're borrowing from traditional elements of fantasy that we're all familiar with, and they're adding their own twist to it. And this makes it a unique Heroscape property, and that's why I've always enjoyed this character, because it's like when I want to think about something original to Heroscape, Brunak is one of the first ones that comes up to my mind.
Sure.
And really stands out in terms of design. You can tell the troll design. I actually have him right here. It's funny, you can see it. But the troll design.
Here, hold it up a
is
second.
very specific.
Here,
yeah,
go
I
ahead,
got you.
There you go. Ta-da!
So you can see the troll design in his face.
Yeah.
He's got a Krug face, right?
Aesthetically,
he's got
it's a nice
the jaw, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows what that's in Heroscape. That's what trolls look like in Heroscape. They got that, but then they added the mount portion, right? They got the devil pointy tail and the really big sword. This is seriously well done design, and one of the long standing ones too, because he came out in Worm's Return, so like it was the first large expansion set. So I want to say this character was around since 2005.
Yeah,
which is really crazy, but like still the design to this day still stands up to kind of show off what some of the really unique elements of Heroscape, and I think that's always cool. Like Brunak stands as a great aesthetic example of the game to this day.
Right.
He's probably the most complex paint job out of all the figures. Like if you were to recreate his paint job, you actually have to use like airbrushing and freehand to get like the veins.
Because
like,
the gray in the veins. Yeah.
Like he's the hardest probably one to recreate. Everyone else is just kind of filling in like the colors, but you actually have to do blending and a lot of different things on him. Thankfully, he's the cheapest to buy.
The little veins and stuff. Yeah.
But he's probably the most intricately painted figure out of all the scapes, in my opinion.
There's also a lot of variance in his paint. Like I have 3 of him, and they look completely different, which is kind of neat.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and they, I mean, I'll say this is Brunak too. I mean, when it comes to like financial costs, fairly easy to get, really. There's a bunch of them out there.
They printed a lot of Worm's Return.
And I mean, when it comes to just non-competitive gameplay, just for the fun of it, he's a ton of fun. He's a ton of fun to just be like, okay, let me see if I can take him on to the squad and just be like, okay, is this squad gonna last a blood hungry? We'll see.
On lava maps, he's really, really fun to play.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, just there's like a mountain of lava in the middle.
Yeah, if you have lava in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anything else we want to talk about Brunak? Before we finish, I got classic scape, and I think Jeremy gave a lot of good, detail, detailing what Brunak is all about. Anything else before we finish this segment?
That's it for me. It's a very cool character.
Yeah, I think so. I think, I mean, yeah, maybe not for competitive, but I think it is one of the coolest minis, aesthetically in the game. And it can be very fun to play. With the exception of just the 3 life, just kind of like, but and not much synergies. It's still a lot of fun. So that is Brunak for your consideration to add to your Heroscape collection.